Okay, we are live. So hello everyone. Many thanks for joining our very first online e-commerce meetup, hosted by Prisync, PrestaShop, and SemRush, three e-commerce loving companies from supporting companies from all around the world. So today we are together with Sandip Patel from AskDirect Co UK and Ted Durdel from Scandinavian Design Center, active in many Scandinavian countries, not just Sweden, but he will explain it better. So
all world.
Yeah, all world, let's say. So let me, as it's the very first, online e-commerce meetup. So let me very briefly explain you what we aim with this online meetup series. Hopefully it will be a series, but this is the first one, so you never know. So we actually we have been doing this in our home country in Istanbul for about 1.5 years as a physical event. So it was called Istanbul E-Commerce Meetup. So I'm calling you guys from Istanbul. I'm streaming from Istanbul, Turkey. So we have been doing this in Istanbul for about 1.5 years, and it actually brought 2,500 people together in a meetup group. So it's really created a nice e-commerce vibe in Istanbul. So we were inviting 2 or 3 e-commerce speakers to our events, and there was a really excited audience to ask questions to those guys, and we had these e-commerce executives speaking to them, and so it created a really nice e-commerce information exchange environment on a monthly basis. So as this online, actually physical meetup series really gained good traction, we decided to do something global and something therefore online to address all e-commerce lovers around the world. So we are here at the moment. So today, as I mentioned, we have 2 e-commerce guys, I would say, from UK and Sweden. So this is my introduction, and we really hope to make this on a monthly basis. So hopefully we will see you guys on next month's event as well. So make sure that you actually follow our Twitters and tweet shares and stuff for the next meetup. So let's start. So guys, I would like to first ask you about your own backgrounds as your professional careers, and then also about your company. So let's hear about yourselves and companies. Please, Sandip, you can get started.
Okay, so we're ASK, we're a family business. We started around 2012 as a small store, Toshiba store. We gradually moved into Sony. So we now have 5 Sony centers around London.
Okay.
We have a multi-brand presence on our website
Okay.
that we sell consumer electronics, which is mainly like Sony, Panasonic, Nikon, all consumer electronic products on our website. We are looking to to open up a new store with just multi-brand presence only.
Okay.
That will hopefully open up in the next few months.
Okay. So what about you, Ted?
I'm working at, in Sweden, we say design online, but we are not that big in Sweden. We look on the bigger countries and where we have more potential. Sweden, we only have 9 million people in Sweden, compared to Germany, where you have a lot more people, and UK and Asia, of course. So we only have 30% of our sales in Sweden. So Sweden are the biggest country for us, but we look from Sweden to the bigger countries. We started at 2002, I think. So it's an old e-commerce, and we only, from the beginning, we have only granted us to e-commerce. So we don't have any physical store yet. We'll see if we get one, but I won't fix up. So what more? We have 9 sites. So if you want to go into our site, type Scandinavian Design Center .uk or DE or DK or NL or whatever, where you're sitting at.
So all domains available. All domains available across the world.
All domains are available. We sell over the world. If we don't have the language, for example, we don't have Russia, but we sell to Russia, and then you type in .com. Yep.
I see. And what about your teams, guys? So how many people do you have in your company?
We're a small team. We're not that big. We have about 5 people working on our e-commerce side of the business. Part of it consists of content management, marketing, and then that's it pretty much.
Yeah. And what about you, Ted?
We have everything in south of Sweden, shipping from the same spot, and we have the office at the same spot also as the warehouse. We are around, I think we are 25 to 30 in the office.
Okay.
And then we have 30 more, around 30 more in the warehouse.
Okay, yeah, so relatively a bigger team, I hear. Okay, so what about your customers then? So Ted, actually let me ask to Sandip. So how can you define your customers? So who do you sell to with AskDirect Co UK?
Now
Sandip?
you said...
Sandip, it's your turn, Sandip.
Sorry, this is breaking up. I didn't hear that.
I was asking you about your customers. So how would you define your customers? So who do you sell to in general? Like some demographics, some user personas and stuff.
Okay, a lot of our customers are based in London, so we're more known in London, around M25. Outside London is a bit tricky. We do a bit more marketing on that. We do a lot of like DPC campaigns, email marketing, but our customers are mainly in London.
So why do you think so? So it's actually an online business, but why do you think you have such kind of geographical restriction?
I don't know. It seems a bit of a challenge for us that we're trying to find at the moment. But we are looking to address it. I know there's a bigger market outside London.
Yeah.
I think in Manchester, we've actually done like exhibitions there before.
Okay.
Physical exhibitions, like I do have a show or gadget show, and it has worked. There is opportunity out there.
Okay, sounds interesting. So good luck with that expansion then. So it's nice to hear that you are excited about that. So what about you, Ted? How do you define your customers and where do they come from in general?
In general, they come from all over the world because we sell the same amount to Finland as Norway and Denmark. And also we sell to France and all over Asia and US and also UK. And we don't have a physical store, so we're in e-commerce. But in general, you buy the expensive things at our place. So if you want to have a ceiling lamp, a cheap one, you go to IKEA. And if you want to have a real one from a typical brand or whatever with a typical design, Scandinavian design, you buy it at our place.
Okay, interesting. So, besides your customers, I think your countries, your physical presence also affects your e-commerce potential. So, what do you think about UK's and Scandinavian's e-commerce market in general? So, what do you think about the customers in those markets and their relationship with e-commerce, with online shopping?
I think. Sorry,
you go.
I think in the UK, it's becoming a bit more personalised. Customers are wanting more. They're getting like personalised emails. They can go into stores. It's like omni-channel basically.
Okay.
So they can shop around in the shop. If they don't want to buy straight away, they can buy online.
Yeah, but UK I think has one of the most developed e-commerce markets all around the world. So even maybe they are, you are ahead of US. Some people say, for example, Google's ex-CEO, Eric Schmidt explained that the UK e-commerce market is far ahead the US market. So why do you think so? So what's the secret sauce? I would say.
I don't know. I think there's a lot of customers out there with lots of money.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
I think we're finding here the business in stores is gradually declining. A lot of people are now buying online. It's more convenient and easier for them to shop online. They can just stay at home. They don't need to go out. They just within a few clicks of a button, they can just order it online, have it delivered the next day. I mean, a lot of the couriers now offer next day guaranteed delivery. So if customers want an item, they'll receive it the next day in the morning.
Yeah, true. Yeah, but Ted, I think we can also talk about some money in Sweden, and actually the weather is way colder than the UK. So I think you also have a potential in that respect. So what do you think about the Scandinavian e-commerce market in general?
We have a real potential, but we are UK and Sweden are ahead at e-commerce. And as Sandip said, an important thing I think is it's more personalized, the e-commerce compared to US or whatever. They don't care of who they buy the things from. They only want it cheap and fast and whatever. I think UK customers and Sweden customers are more looking into the soft things, as we call it in Sweden. The customer service, not always the price. If it plus minus to 20 euros or whatever, that's they don't care about it. But as I said before, we don't have that much potential in Sweden because we are only 9 million people, and we have a lot of e-commerce in Sweden that only sells to Sweden in the same areas. That's why we'll look outside of Sweden. But we have some big e-commerce in Sweden, of course.
Yeah. So besides your countries, I think your market segments also affect your e-commerce potential. So, for example, as a consumer electronics retailer, Sandip, what do you think what's the interesting things about being a consumer electronics retailer? So you only focus on consumer electronics, so you don't plan to expand your portfolio. So what are the specifics of doing business in consumer electronics?
I think it's just for customers. I think they just like gadgets here. Gadgets are quite popular well, I think it's everywhere. People want gadgets. What we find, what we do best is we try to get them as soon as possible from the suppliers, because we deal directly with the manufacturers like Sony, Panasonic, Samsung, and we tend to have as we have a good relationship, we can build up like our supplier links as well. We also do a lot of pre-orders, so before the item is released, we do generate quite a lot of business through that channel.
I see. So, but there is also, I think a lot of competition in that respect. So, because when there's a launch, people are, you know that better than me. But I think competition is quite harsh in that respect.
It is competition is really, really harsh in this country. I mean, they're getting a bit more tighter now with the manufacturers. They're now reducing the number of retailers that they want to work with. So, which is good for us at the end of the day, because then we can stick to the same price going forward. We don't have to go up and down all the time.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. And what about you, Ted? So how does it feel like, obviously people would expect Scandinavian design, would retail Scandinavian design, but what do you think about, being a design retailer and home decor retailer? It looks really fun and sweet, but I'm sure that there are, a lot of hassles at the background, because shipping such products is also quite tricky. So what do you think about, your own market segment, your products?
Good and bad, of course, but as you said by yourself, if a brand from Denmark produce a product that are pretty big, I don't know, a basket with this size or whatever, they produce it in Asia, they ship it to Denmark, they ship it to us, and we ship it to Asia again. And we have to go around and have margin on those products. So we have some difficult products, of course, and we're also looking into some furniture and bigger stuff. And furniture are the next e-commerce thing for us to be bigger in. But we have some really issues compared to selling a cell phone to a furniture. But of course, we also have the small things like a mug or a plate, but then we have to sell a lot of them to make a profit. So we have small things and a lot of big things. So
exactly. But I think you should also have a personal interest in design while doing that business. So did you always have that with you? No. So you're just doing your job, you mean?
Simply answer no. Of course I have an interest in it. I want to have my home as nice as possible. But my interest from my last employer is outdoor Yeah, hiking and such things.
Okay.
And that's also a Scandinavian thing and Scandinavian brands. So I got in here because they saw the winnings that I don't know so much about those things.
Okay.
I worked with markets and other things. So, yeah.
I see. So, you know,
But of course, I have an interest in it. Yeah.
you should at least, you know, this much. So I think you should. So also, you know, it's interesting to think about, you know, how do you guys select the products that you want to retail? So as a consumer electronics retailer, you know, Sandip, kind of your job is to keep everything hot in your website. But how do you keep track of that? So how do you select what to sell actually in your web shop and in your stores?
Well, for us, it's like seasonal. During summertime, a lot of cameras, camcorders sell because people are going on holiday. They want to buy these equipment so they can take it with them. Christmas time, you get like gifts for the family. So it'll be like portable audio, speakers, and maybe TVs. Doing sport events like World Cup or Euro Cup, TVs that sell well during that time. So we know roughly the seasonal trends, what is happening. The other thing to look at is like the reviews. When a new product gets released, it creates a lot of buzz on everywhere. So we try to stock these items where possible.
Okay. And what about you, Ted? So as you are not really that interested in design, how do you, you know, find the best designs to retail actually? I'm sure you have a team of, you know, people doing that, but what's their gut feeling? So how do they select the products to retail?
Of course, we look at on our competitors, both bigger and smaller, but we still want to have our own thing, so not the same assortment as someone else, of course. And also, we want to find the small brands that no one have heard of before, and we try it out, and we'll see if it goes well, and then maybe that brand will be the next big one. But we use more time when we select products now than we've done before. When we started out, we want to have like everything, and then we have to take something away because it didn't sell or whatever. And now we have a sharper assortment. But yeah, we spend a lot of time choosing which product we want to take in. Some brands also have the demands on us that we have to have whole of their assortment, but we can't because we sell some things at our e-commerce, and another competitors are specialized in furniture or lamps or whatever. And of course we are not that, as Sandip said, we are not that seasonal trends either, because in Sweden we have winter now, but in Australia we have summer all the time. And whatever, so we can sell a blanket all year, but of course we sell more blankets during winter.
True.
So yeah.
I see. So actually, you know, referring to this assortment question, actually, so how, you know, can you please give some, you know, ideas on how to sustain, you know, good relationships with your suppliers? So, you know, obviously one point is to pick which suppliers to deal with, but also I think, you know, sustaining these relationships and actually having good negotiation power with those suppliers is also quite critical. So how do you select your suppliers and how do you maintain your relationship with those guys?
Yeah, we have, I don't have the exactly number right now, but we have like 200 brands, 200 suppliers to us. Of course, we want to have a good relationship with all of them. And it's me that I'm working with the relations with the suppliers a lot. And if I want to have a meeting with all of them, I would be in one meeting all year, and then that's all I did. So of course we have to pick the ones that we want to have a better relationship with, and the ones that we don't have to have another one because it's working anyway. But the main thing for me is to talk to the right person. If I want to talk with someone about the Asian market, I can't talk to the salesperson. So that's the biggest problem for me, because they want to sell things to me. Of course, I want to buy things, but we want to expand and take one thing at a time.
Yeah, I see. And what about you, Sandip? I think in your case, maybe, since supplying companies, distributors are really huge brands. So, a lot of, consumer electronics brands that we all know, all we carry in our pockets, in our desktops and stuff. So how do you maintain your relationships with your suppliers, with those mega brands, I would say?
Well, we constantly, I think we usually have like a weekly catch-up call with the main brands that we have. They give us feedback how well they're performing as well, because it's in their interest to supply the more to you. We do like they do like incentives as well sometimes. The more you buy, you get some discounts. Our interest at the end of the day, the more we buy, we save more and we sell more.
Yeah, I see. So let's jump to another subject, which is maybe the most interesting subject to talk about, marketing. So, what are your kind of, maybe not secrets, but let's say secrets. What are your marketing secrets, Ted? So how do you market your products to all around the world, let's say?
By knowing the locals, and by that I mean we have to have an English person working with the English website at our place. We can't have a Swedish person only talking English, because he doesn't know what the locals do. They use Google, or do they use something else? Do they use Price Runner or somewhere else? Or whatever. We have to have the ones that know the local brands, the local sites. So we have like 10 or 15 different speaking person at our office, all from Spanish from Sweden to whatever. So that's the important thing. And when you talk to customers, we have to have a good relationship with the customers. That's also why we have to have a local speaking the same language. Of course, I can speak with a Scandinavian like Danish and Denmark and Norway, but I don't know all their secrets either. Norwegian person do.
Okay.
So that's one thing, and one other thing we use a lot is trial and error. We have to try something out and see if it works. If it doesn't, then we try another thing. See if it works.
I see, but what kind of major channels do you utilize most? So do you advertise on Facebook at most, or do you use AdWords? Since your products are mainly visual, I would imagine you might be using also Instagram. So what kind of blend do you have in your marketing strategy?
Actually, we don't use social like Facebook and Instagram that much.
Okay.
Instagram a little bit, but Facebook not that much, because we haven't found the thing that works for us to make a profit on that yet. So we only use the things like, if we want to work with bloggers, we can't pay them money because that would be a loss for us. It depends on which goal we have, but our goal is always to make a profit. If we want to send the thing to South Korea, we have to have profit on the products. And we can't compete with a store that has like, I don't know, 200 euros cheaper product. We can't. So we don't use Facebook and such a lot, but by knowing the local areas, we know how people search for products and use the products. So Google, of course, it's a big thing for us.
Pinterest? Any Pinterest?
No, not Pinterest at all. We work with bloggers, and the bloggers sign up with us. So if they get like a sell, they get a profit, of course.
Affiliate.
Affiliates, of course.
Okay.
But not Pinterest at all.
Interesting. And what about you, Sandip? What are your overall marketing strategies at AskDirect Co. UK?
We use quite a different range of marketing tools. We do local advertising through local papers that get distributed to all the houses near the stores. Throughout the year, we use Google Shopping because that's standard to advertise all our product range. But during seasonal times like Christmas, we do ramp up the paid PPC. So we put a bit more spendage on products just to get up in the rankings through Google search. We have used social media is not very strong for us. We have used Facebook boosting, but for us, what we find challenging is measuring how well it's performing at the moment. Because you could do Facebook, you can market this on Facebook, but how would you measure it in store or online? And online you could measure it manageable, but through the stores it's a bit difficult.
Yeah, true. But have you ever attempted to do something for that? So did you look out for such tools or such technology? Maybe, I know, since we are in the days of omni-channel retail, maybe there should be some fix to that, but I don't know whether you have found anything so far. Not yet.
The short-term fix would be to give a discount code that customers can then come into the store, say they've seen this on Facebook, and this is the discount code, can we apply this discount? But it's not, I don't know if customers would do that. That's the challenge for us.
Yeah, maybe as Ted recommended, you might try and see how it works. You know, trial and error might also work in your case. I don't know. You know it better than me. So let's jump into another maybe let's say fun question. So I really, we really care about personal daily job days, I would say. So how do you spend your time at work as an e-commerce executive? So can you please tell me how was your worst day at job and best day at job? So what happened in those specific days? So what was a crisis in your business and what was the best day ever in your business, Ted?
The best day ever, I think it's Black Friday last year, because we are not that outgoing with discounts and whatever. We have like the high level brands and expensive things, but we did a good thing for Black Friday last year, and when you came to work both on Friday but on Saturday, it was a little bit too much for us. So it's a good thing because we didn't have the time to send out all the orders. It was like, I don't know, 4,000% compared to last year.
Okay.
So that was a good day, of course, but it's got a lot of problems afterwards. But yeah,
of course,
it's fun to see when you get such a boost for it.
Yeah, and what about
the worst day? I think it's when you come to work and you see like, oh shit, we don't have any orders from the night or yesterday, and the orders that we also have doesn't come out from the warehouse because the warehouse also stands still because I don't know, the shipments doesn't work at all. And at that point, everyone is running around in the office and who's fixing what and doing whatever.
So it's a physical job, we can say. So e-commerce is actually a sport, we can call.
Yeah, it is. Sometimes we all day we have, not all day, but each day we have some things that's cracking down. But it's not as usual that everything cracks down at the same time. But that's the worst day when it happens, like everything at once.
Yeah. And what about you, Sandip? What was your best days and worst days at AskDirect UK?
Best days is when we do an email campaign. I think I'll give you an example. We did one for one brand. I'm not going to tell you which brand it was, but we looked at the pricing across all our competitors, and we knew that the price is pretty much stagnant, same. So we thought, let's do like a discount 10% off for the weekend only. So it's a short marketing campaign for the weekend only. By the end of the weekend, we pretty much sold all of those items.
Wow.
So we had sold out, and we had actually put on pre-order as well. So we oversold.
Wow. And worst day?
Worst day is when, I don't know how Sweden works, but we use couriers for our logistics. So the worst day is when they don't turn up to pick up the parcels at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So
it's again.
Then if it doesn't happen, it's only happened once or twice. But when it does happen, I'm having to ring up the account manager, tell them can you get a driver out to pick up these parcels? So eventually it does get picked up, but it gets picked up quite late.
Okay. Interesting. So I think you guys both have some, obviously, like all e-commerce, companies out there, you have some, challenges with shipment and, deliveries when it's the, bad time, actually, when there are a lot of orders on, when you have, some problems with shipment suppliers, let's say like couriers in your case. That's, I think, quite common. That's what we hear a lot, about the companies we work with or companies we already know. So guys, those are my questions, and I see that we actually have some other questions from the audience that is watching the live stream. So there is Donatas Šimkus, I think from Lithuania. So he's asking, what platforms are you using in your company, and what is your favorite widget? Probably he's asking about the extension for that content management system. So your e-commerce platforms, did you build that yourselves, or are you using some readily available platforms?
We are using two different types. We have one for the website and one for the all systems. If we explain it simple, we're using Navision, Microsoft Navision, and then we're using an old one, and we are right now changing to. I haven't the name right now, but it's a lot of when a lot of e-commerce use it, and it's a lot more simple. Okay. So we haven't built one for ourselves, but you personalize it as much as you can. So it's a bought one, of course, but it's an own built when you have it.
Okay. And what about you, Sandip?
Our platform is a custom, bespoke system. Okay. We outsource it to a web agency who actually develops the website for us. So it's easy to manage.
So you don't have an IT team, internal IT team?
No.
Okay, it's interesting. Yeah, I think it's quite, you are managing a quite small team, but, I think succeeding a lot, Sandip. I like the way, you structured your team very small, like 5 people, and outsourcing the IT management.
Yeah, we're very small.
Yeah, we really love small businesses doing such good job. So guys, actually, do you have any other thing to add? Those are my questions, and I think we only have this question from Donatas, from the audience. He says using coupon code might work. So Sandip, maybe you can really, try the coupon code strategy for driving traffic. Maybe after this, chat, we can inspire you. Do you have anything to add, Ted, Sandip? Anything, to add, basically?
Now, coupon code is something that we've already got that functionality on the website. We do use it, but in the UK, there is a website that just gathers all the coupon codes. I think it gets too cluttered. I think coupon is an old strategy that had worked previously, but I'm not sure if it still works.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. If there's such a website, maybe it's not the best idea. Yeah. So Ted,
we also use coupon codes, of course, different types, but normally it's not a good customer that uses it because it's they only out for the discount, and then it doesn't return. So, but of course we use it and on all types of everywhere on the website and returning customers and whatever. But we rather not.
Okay. So anything to add? Is this all?
No.
Okay, Sandip, anything to add?
That's it.
Okay, so I really thank you very much, guys, for joining us for the first online e-commerce meetup. I can really feel that we will do this on a monthly basis. I really liked the vibe we shared together. So let me jump to the closing remarks of this very first online e-commerce meetup. So we actually organized this event together as Prisync, PrestaShop, and SemRush, and our aim is to actually create an online information exchange platform for e-commerce companies, e-commerce enthusiasts in general, from all around the world for a 30 minutes, 40 minutes chat through Google Hangouts. So we hope to do this on a monthly basis. So probably we will be doing another live stream at the end of November. So please stay tuned with our updates at Prisync's Twitter account. So many thanks for watching, and stay in touch. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.